Look, I know I'm about to piss off a lot of people, but you don't actually need AI and automation to build $1 million plus a year business. The businesses that earn the most profit and actually support the owner's lifestyle don't just slap AI and automation onto everything because some random YouTube guru says to. They focus on delivering high value in a repeatable way to people who actually want to buy using a 4-step framework I call the F.L.O.W method. And since I started using this in my own company, we're earning more profit with less effort and happier customers. And F.L.O.W customers who are using it have gone from being stuck at 0 sales despite tons of effort to making their first sale without really trying. So by the end of this video, you'll know all 4 steps of the F.L.O.W method, and I'll help you prevent a mistake that could cost you 6 months or more chasing the wrong opportunity. So the F in F.L.O.W is find a problem. You actually need to know if someone has an issue that you can solve and if that issue is worth money in the first place, right? And don't take this for granted because we have a customer, his name is Bill, just for the sake of this video. And Bill decided to go AI and automation crazy. And he starts diving into all of the YouTube tutorials and falling down the rabbit hole. And next thing you know, he's implementing OpenClaw. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a black hat AI agent tool. And after 6 months, I finally just asked him and said, hey, after all this time, have you actually generated any income and is your life easier? Is it working the way you thought it was going to work? And his answer was no. So Bill skipped a step, right? He needed to just see, is there a problem that he can solve that's actually worth money? And finding that problem is the very first step. Without that, you're basically building a house with no foundation. Now, the next step is land customers. Because without customers, you don't really know if the problem that you assumed had a value truly has a value. And let's be real, sales are the lifeblood of any business. Not only do sales give you more runway, but they also allow you to refine your offer and make it better and better so eventually you can make your life easier. Now, don't be like Bill, because if you don't go out and get your first customers and structure your offer and talk to people and recognize whether or not what you're selling has a value, you're going to spend months and months and months just investing time into automating something that never needed to be automated in the first place. Because Bill never truly built value to be delivered, even though he automated the delivery of that value. The next step beyond that is optimize the process. Now, this is where so many people just skip ahead and they go, okay, it's time to automate. No, you need to take all of your nuanced experience and all of your learnings until now and actually document all of those repetitive tasks, because the goal at this stage of optimizing the process is really trying to identify where do you keep repeating tasks over and over again, because that's the lever where you can now increase your profit margin and hopefully systematize in a way where you can start detaching yourself from the execution of delivering value to your customers. And I'm really talking about any business. This could be service-based businesses, this could be e-commerce businesses, this could be digital products, educational businesses, community. It doesn't really matter. Every single business has repetitive tasks and processes that we tend to invest a lot of time and effort into. And the goal now is to just write them down. And the way that I usually do it, because I do like being lazier and living an easier life, is I'll go to a screen recorder like Loom that records both your face and voice very quickly. And I will leave it on in the background while I'm doing a process. So for example, if I'm doing Facebook ads, I'll actually go and build a Facebook ad campaign while I'm talking to myself. Okay, I'm clicking on this button, and then I'm clicking on that button, and I'm changing this setting and this configuration, and then I'm going to this tool and I'm updating it. And the reason I do that is because I don't actually have to be great at writing documentation, which is also called standard operating procedures or SOPs. All I really have to do is record myself doing the process that I do a million times anyway, from start to stop. And then I take that video and I give it to AI, and the AI can help me create that documentation. So I'm not saying don't use the tools of our time, obviously, but be very strategic where you go and invest automation and AI resources into, because the reality is your time and focus is not cheap. It's the most expensive resource you have for success. And the more you can focus on the levers that actually generate you money, the better off you will be in terms of living your desired lifestyle as a solopreneur and a business owner. And now, after all of that, your final step is to work less through automation. So you've taken the documentation for the very specific processes that you understand intimately, and you're going to then take that and you're going to build a plan and sketch out how the automation works. And I've just seen it so many times. It's not exclusive to Bill. I've seen so many people, even myself, to be honest, get really excited about the tools, and you watch a YouTube video and it's like, whoa, some guy just showed me a tutorial on how to make this huge complex process really simple and automated, quote unquote, simple and automated. And so we all get really excited about the tool and we forget we actually need to map out the journey of how that tool is going to work. And most importantly, that automation needs refinement. 100%, there is no version of automation within your business where you're delivering value to people in a repeatable way and they're excited to pay you, that you can just replace yourself with a click of a button, right? If that was the case, then there truly would be all of these automated businesses, but you tend to see them more on YouTube videos and social media than you do in actual practice. Because what you are selling is that unique connection, that unique understanding to a real problem that you have solved one way or another. But here's the reality. Just finding a problem people are willing to pay for is not the same as knowing whether or not you should act on it. Because you could find 10 exciting opportunities and still not know which one deserves the next 6 months of your focus. And if you get this wrong, you could be following shiny object syndrome and getting nowhere, just like Bill and his automation obsession. So if you'd like to use my free custom GPT that will help you plan out your $1 million a year business using the F.L.O.W method, just click on the link in the description. Now, even with the F.L.O.W framework, you're still at risk of chasing the wrong audience with the wrong offer instead of making money in an easy and happy way. So if you want to guarantee you're investing the right time into the right audience, then watch this video next, because it will guarantee you understand your customers' desires better than they do.